Hey guys, what's up? It's Chris Pistorius again with Kickstart Dental Marketing, coming to you with another dental growth hack. So today I want to talk about your front desk. Did you know that your front desk is not a call center and should not be treated like one? Let me explain. So your front desk isn't lazy. They're busy, right? And they're probably overworked, and you're probably losing patients because of it. Let's just be truthful. I'm doing these live, all right? Let me say that again. Your front desk isn't lazy. Right? They might be undertrained in some cases, but they're overwhelmed. They're busy, and you are losing patients because of it. And one missed patient a day, 2, 10 a month, 5 a month. What does that mean quarterly? What does that mean yearly? Right? It adds up pretty quickly. So let me show you kind of what the problem is here that we see just working with a high volume of practices over the years. Most practices on average will miss about 10 to 20% of the calls that come into them. Okay. That might seem like a big number to people. And you might be thinking, oh, we don't miss any calls. Well, are you sure? Do you have some metrics in place to make sure that you're not? I'm guessing most of you don't. And it's not a staffing issue that's the problem here. And you shouldn't be hiring people just to take calls that are overflow, or hiring, heaven forbid, answering services for after-hour calls that also is working for Roy's Plumbing and Bob's HVAC, right? You don't want that. It's usually the problem here can be solved in your systems. We live in my last growth hack was talking about, we live in a world now where AI can handle a lot of this. And that's exactly where I'm going with this. We've developed in-house, and there's other companies that do this too, a AI voice agent. We do it a little differently in that we take the time to train the AI voice agent specifically about your practice. And yes, you can do that. So that basically, think of it this way. When you hire a new employee, you take them through training and you teach them about your culture, what's valuable to you, what your code of conduct is, what your policies are, your core values, all of that stuff, right? Because when they speak with patients, you want everybody to be focused on the same things, right? We can train AI agents now to do the same thing, except we don't have to pay them benefits, salaries, and everything else that goes on with hiring an employee. Okay. These AI agents and they're only going to get better, but they're highly trainable and they sound amazing. Now, these AI agents that we program will handle overflow calls, they can book appointments, and they speak like a trained team member, like somebody you've trained for 6 months at the front desk. We can accomplish that within minutes. I think the thing to understand here, though, is if you create one of these with us or with somebody else, we don't want to hide the fact that it's an AI agent. We don't want to make people think that they're talking to a human, because it can get confused, although they're exceptionally good. And it is hard for even me to sometimes realize that it is AI. We don't want to hide that fact. So we make it, very well known when somebody calls in that it is an AI agent. I want to talk about the real impact of doing this, though. We've got several clients on this now. We've been doing it for a few months. We've developed the program. We had one client that was missing about 50 to 60 calls a month, and they didn't know it. So they started with us. We do what we call the Kickstart Pulse dashboard, and it gives you all these stats about things about new calls coming in, how many calls you missed, what time of days you miss them, what times of the day do you miss them. And so we run a full analysis on that for a few weeks just to see kind of where we are. And then we train, while we're doing that, we train the AI agent. Takes us a few days typically, and we start actually accepting these calls for our clients. And this person went from missing those 60 plus calls to receiving them, and it increased their new patients just doing this alone by about 10 new patients a month. Okay. That may not seem like a ton to you, but 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, you see where I'm going with this, right? It adds up very quickly. And this is something that can be accomplished now. Just work with a company that knows what they're doing. Make sure they have AI engineers on staff, AI scientists they're called, machine learning scientists. Make sure they have those people on board, and they're not just trying to figure something out with ChatGPT, because it is more complicated than that. At least the good solutions are. So, I just don't think that AI is ever going to replace your team, but it can definitely help enhance your team, right? And it can, provide you more revenue and still deliver incredible quality. So I hope this helps. If you need some help with it, let me know. Go to my website, kickstartdental.com. Click the discovery session button on it, and you'll be connected to my calendar, and we can talk specifically about your practice and what voice AI could potentially do for you. Okay? Thanks. Talk to you next time.